We live in a world quick to label, to reduce a soul to a stereotype. And nowhere is this more evident than in astrology. Scorpios are intense. Geminis are two-faced. Capricorns don't feel. You've heard it. Maybe you've said it. But my friend, what if these labels are not truths, but misunderstandings born from fear, not depth? Today, let me walk you through the 5 most misunderstood zodiac signs, not as an astrologer obsessed with predictions, but as a monk who has watched how deeply people long to be understood. 1. Scorpio, the depth misread as darkness. People say Scorpios are too intense, controlling, mysterious. But let me tell you something about Scorpio souls. They are not dark. They are deep. They don't live on the surface because the surface is where people lie. They seek what's real, raw, unfiltered. They love with a fierceness that scares those who only know conditional love. In my years living in monasteries and spiritual retreats, the people who often did the deepest shadow work, the ones who held others through pain without judgment, were almost always Scorpio heavy charts. They're not controlling. They just sense energy before words. They're not secretive. They're sacred. And their silence, it's protection, not manipulation. 2nd, Gemini, the mind misread as chaos. People say Geminis are fake. They switch sides. They're confusing. But pause for a moment. Imagine carrying 2 voices inside you, both equally valid. Geminis don't fake. They mirror. They absorb the room like a sponge, then reflect it back. This is not duplicity, it's adaptability. You know what's exhausting? Being curious in a world that wants certainty. Being open in a world that demands you pick a side. Geminis are the air we breathe, fluid, moving, alive. They're here to teach us that truth is not fixed, it evolves. They are storytellers, thinkers, poets of paradox. If you ever sat with a Gemini in quiet, you'd see a soul wrestling with complexity, not chaos. 3. Capricorn, the stoic misread. As cold people say, Capricorns are emotionless, rigid, too focused on success. But tell me, who taught you that quiet means absence? Or that structure cannot be spiritual? Capricorns are builders, but not just of buildings or businesses. They build legacies, stability, spiritual discipline. In the monastery, there was always one monk who woke up before dawn, who swept the floors with reverence, who meditated in silence even when no one was watching. That was Capricorn energy. They may not cry in public, but they carry the weight of others silently. They don't seek validation because they are here to be mountains, not mirrors. Their journey is not about fame, it's about fulfillment through discipline and devotion. 4. Aquarius. The visionary misread as detached people say, Aquarius is aloof, emotionless, too weird to connect with. But what if I told you, Aquarians feel so deeply for the world, they often forget to feel for themselves? Aquarius isn't distant, they're just operating from a higher frequency. Their mind lives years ahead of their time, and their heart aches for humanity. They are the architects of possibility. In the monastery, there was one monk who always asked questions others were afraid to ask, who brought ideas no one had imagined, who preferred stars over routines. That was Aquarius. They don't lack emotion, they process it differently. Their love is not always loud, but it is wide, vast, collective. If they seem strange, it's only because they were born to shift paradigms, not fit into them. 5. Virgo. The healer misread as critical people say, Virgos are nitpicky overthinkers. Hard to please. But Virgo's eye for detail is not judgment. It is devotion. They see what others miss, not to criticize, but to care better. Virgos are the sacred thread weavers, the quiet fixers, the ones who bring divine order to earthly chaos. In my journey, the ones who prepared food with intention, who folded robes with precision, who noticed a wound before it turned into suffering, were often Virgos. Their mind is always working, not to control, but to serve. Their love is precise, not perfectionist, but pure. They don't want things to be perfect. They want them to be whole. So whether you are a Scorpio, Gemini, Capricorn, Aquarius, or Virgo, or love someone who is of these zodiacs. Remember this: what looks like intensity, what looks like contradiction, what looks like control is often a soul in sacred service to something higher. The world misunderstands what it does not slow down to see, but you have the chance to look deeper. Be patient with yourself, and be kind to those who are walking their own misunderstood path.